Yeah, thank you very much. I'm reaching you live from Eden North, to be precise. This is Abogunde Sagba. That's what they call this place. And on my left, that is Ward 2, Unit 9. On the right, that is Ward 2, Unit 7. So the reason why I'm going through this particular explanation is that the polling unit on my left, that is where the candidate of the PDP voted before 9 a.m. He came around 8:47, and the accreditation, the voting, and everything didn't take up to 7 minutes. So he was able to get the business done and over with. So, but let me run through the entire voting process and what's been happening this morning, of course, from security to INEC preparedness and what is actually telling on the field at the moment. So we traveled in from Oshogbo, the state capital, to Ede this morning, and the journey was about, say, 17 kilometers. That's about 30 minutes from the state capital. And on our journey, the security operatives from point to point, you can see them just to make sure that everything goes on well. So we've been to Ede South as well, captured the whole process of the setting up of the electoral officers. They checked the beavers, if it was working quite well, and the setting up went quite well as well. So again, with the voting, one would expect an assessment of the beaver, the new system, verification system that would get everyone on board before you are able to vote. So far, so good. I can tell you from where we stand at the moment that everyone would walk through the polling station, approach the electoral officers, and they've been able to capture them quite well. In some cases where the beaver maybe doesn't respond for some reason or the other, they would also still cross-check with a voter register that have been pasted near the desk. So far, everywhere is calm. From our journey to Oshogbo, from Oshogbo to Ede this morning, everything seemed calm. The process has been going on quite well. So if I have to also give you this feedback as well, because we spoke with the candidate after casting his vote, and he said from the feelers he's getting from other voting areas, everything seemed to be going on quite well. So it's too early to make any call or give an overall assessment, but from Ede North, where I am at the moment reporting, things are going on quite well. Back to you, Lagos.
Well, one of the things, a quick one, Dari, one of the reports you and your crew have filed in from Irekpodun, local government area, Unit Forward 5, of course, that information is on Twitter, that police had to intervene in an argument between an INEC ad hoc staff and some voters who wanted the cubicle in a less conspicuous place. But the presiding officer had to tell them that it's the nature of the voting process, that it's an open secret. The voting place, the ballot place has to be in the open. I don't know if you have any comment on that, if you found or seen any such information, or that maybe there is something that you think people really may not know about in that environment concerning the process of voting.
I didn't quite get all the questions. The audio was quite faint, but if I'm going to make anything out of it, I would assume that the question was about whether we've spoken to the people voting about the voting area and the material. So we've spoken with voters as well. In most cases, when people are done voting, we approach them, ask the process. So many of the people we've asked said the voting has been going on quite well. So they have a good judgment or the good assessment of the entire process so far. The waiting period for any one of them, even if you can see in the queue right now, one of the reasons why this particular queue is because, of course, just like I've premised that before now, that a candidate voted here. So sometimes this happens a lot where it is the polling unit of a popular person. I think a lot more people come out to vote in that case. So it's hard to judge generally, but the waiting period, if you're on the queue. Can you say that again, please?
No, nothing was said,
Nothing.
but there's a question here now.
Yes, Dari, what has the turnout been like? Are people really coming out?
Hello?
What has the turnout been like? Are people really coming out to vote?
Okay, the turnout, if I'm going to speak to the turnout, just like I said, the turnout in this particular local government, of course, if you have to judge by the queues, people have been coming in, they've been trickling in and to join the queue. So, like I said earlier, 2 polling units in this particular vicinity, and almost every time you turn to any of the polling units, people are still on the queue voting. So that's the best we can still say about the turnout. From Eden North and to the south that we've been to, people have been coming out in good numbers just to make sure that they vote to get the process done and over with. So that's the only thing I can say about the turnout from where I stand at the moment.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dari.